Happy afternoon, children. I'm extremely happy to welcome you again for our afternoon revision. And now let's go with our 1 mark questions and the additional answers of our lesson. So whatever additional thing I've given you in the assignments and discussed during our classes, all those answers I'm explaining it again to you to make you revise your lessons thoroughly and learn this. Also, don't stick only to the book back evaluation, also concentrate in these additional answers. And wherever inside the book, whenever you find some boxes like do you know and some highlighted things, concentrate in it, because they contain some of the important informations for you, so they may help you to gain full marks in your exam. So concentrated in the highlighted boxes in your lessons also. Come on children, let's have a revision. Correct answer. This lesson has got 5 choose correct answers. So we'll do them one by one. Which one of the following statement about virus is correct? To find this answer, you'll have to refer the living characteristics and the non-living characteristics of a virus. So in the virus content, you have 2 such paragraphs listing out the characters. So let's check the statement with that content and find out the answer. Okay, possess their own metabolic system. B. They are facultative parasites. C. They contain DNA or RNA. And D is enzymes are present. So these are the 4 characters. Of this, one is wrong. We'll have to find out that which one is correct. The remaining are wrong. Which one of the following statement about virus is correct? The option for this would be the answer for this particular thing is option C. They contain both either DNA or RNA. We cannot find both of them. It may be either having a DNA virus or an RNA virus. So that is the answer. So while writing, you'll have to write the option C, then the statement. Not only the option or not only the statement, both together you should write. C, they contain DNA and RNA. Second choose. Identify the incorrect statement about the gram-positive bacteria. We'll have to find out which statement is not correct, which is wrong, which is incorrect. To refer for this, you should go to the table. Just we have a table comparing the gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. If we go to the table, you can refer all the points and then find out. A. Teichoic acid is absent. High percentage of polypeptidoglycan. Cell wall is single layered. Lipopolysaccharide is present in the cell wall. So if you refer with the table, the incorrect statement is teichoic acid is absent. So what would be the correct answer? Teichoic acid is present. So option A, teichoic acid absent, is the answer for the second question. Now let's move to the third choose correct. Identify the Archaebacterium. So Archaebacterium is a kind of Monera. So we are going to find out who is a correct member belonging to Archaebacterium. A. Acetobacter. B. Erwinia. C. Treponema. D. Methanobacterium. So let's find out which one would be the correct. To refer this, you go to the page Archaebacterium. The last paragraph, the last line of that paragraph shows the example. So in that you can find option D, Methanobacterium is Archaebacterium. So you will write D, option D, Methanobacterium. Choose 4. The correct statement regarding blue-green algae is dash. So here 4 statement, 3 statement is wrong and only 1 statement is correct, which we are going to find now. A. Lack of motile structure. B. Presence of cellulose in cell wall. C. Absence of mucilage around the thallus. D. Presence of Floridian starch. Of this 4 statement, 3 are wrong and only 1 is correct. So to refer this answer, let's move to cyanobacteria. The other name for blue-green algae is cyanobacterium. If you read the content, the characteristic feature, we can come to a conclusion that option A, lack of motile structure, is the correct answer for this question. So fourth choose, the correct option is A, lack of motile structure. Whenever you have this kind of questions, refer the textbook and find out. Don't simply mark it from your friends. That will not give you knowledge at all. The last choose the correct answer. Identify the correctly matched pair. So if you got 4 pairs here, of the 4 pair, only 1 is correctly matched. The remaining 3 are not done correctly. So to find out this answer, you need to go into actinomycetes and find out the disease. Then to mycoplasma, find out the disease. Then to bacteria and find out the disease. Similarly for fungi. So when you go and see the disease at the last of the content, you will be able to find out, is this disease really caused by this organism? Let's refer the textbook and come to a conclusion. Actinomycetes, late blight. Mycoplasma, lumpy jaws. Bacteria, crown gall, and fungi, sandal spike. Of all this, the correctly matched pair is option C. Bacteria causes a disease called crown gall. So the correct option would be C. You will write the option C with the answer crown gall. So far we have discussed the multiple choice. Learn this and write properly. We have discussed this in our additional questions, but let's make a revision one more time. This is the structure of TMV. We call it as tobacco mosaic virus. This is the virus which caused a disease in the tobacco plant. It looks like a bunch of banana, and the red color string-like structure is the RNA molecule which is present in the middle part of the virus. They keep coiling and moves around continuously. Onto this RNA molecule, you can find bag-like, sac-like structure, a protein molecule called the capsid. These molecules are very small. They are protein and bulge structure which gets attached to the RNA. RNA oda anganga ottittirukkom. Urunda urundaiya. They are called the capsid. So TMA consists of the circular coiled RNA with the protein capsid attached to it. This is the structure. You will have to practice drawing the structure of a TMV. So this is an additional question. The next question would be T4 bacteriophage. This was our first assignment given to you. T4 bacteriophage is a kind of a virus. It got its name because this virus infects the bacteria. Phage refers to the virus and bacteria is the host. So it is called T4 bacteriophage. Now the structure, let's look into the structure. It has got an hexagonal head which is yellow in color, and then you called cylindrical stem-like structure. We call it as the tail, and the last pink or maroon structure called the tail plate or basal plate. Let's again start with the head. The hexagonal head consists of a protein covering with a DNA coiled in its center, the red color string-like structure called the DNA. Then you got a stem. The stem on the top is having a collar, and the stem at the base is having a basal plate. In between you have many lines arranged on them which we call it as the sheath. This is the second part. And the last basal plate, you can find a hook-like structure that is used to attach with the bacteria. Bacteria போய் புடிச்சிக்கிறதுக்காக ஊக்கு மாதிரி இருக்கும். And the basal plate you can find many needle like structure which we call as the tail fiber. போய் அப்படியே போய் அப்படியே ஊசி மாதிரி போய் குத்தி நிக்கிறதுக்கு. So this is the structure of T4 bacteriophage. மேல head, கீழ அந்த sheath. In the sheath you can find many line like structure. எப்படின்னா சிரஞ்சில நம்ம கான்ட்ராக்ட் பண்றோம்ல அப்படியே சொருகுற மாதிரி எடுக்கிற மாதிரி. It is used for that purpose. This is the structure of a T4 bacteriophage. Children learn to draw this diagram. Practice drawing this diagram. Another additional questions would be structure of bacteria. different shapes of bacteria. There are basically 4 shapes: spherical, rod shaped, and spiralum, a spring shape, and coma shape. So we call the spherical circle ones as coccus, rod one as bacillus, and spring shaped as spiralum, that green color thing you can find, no, like a spring. And the last one we call it as the comma shape, okay, vibrio. So 4 shape: coccus, diplo, coccus, bacillus, spiralum, and vibrio. So these are the basic shapes you must be able to draw. If one is there, it is called a simple coccus. If 2 is there, then it is a diplococcus. 4, tetracoccus. The same thing with bacillus also. Single rod shape is bacillus, and 2 rod shape is present, means it is called diplobacillus. So based upon their structure and presence, it is named accordingly. So you must be able to know the different types of bacteria based upon their shapes. You may be asked to draw, or you may be asked in 1 mark question, or you may be asked in any kind of assertion and reason. So you must be able to name the types of bacteria based upon their shapes. Very important question which stands forever in your life is to learn about the antibiotics. Antibiotics are living organisms which kills or control the activity of other living organisms. So here bacteria acts like an antibiotic. We are going to name some of the antibiotics called streptomycin, aeromycin, chloromycetin, bacitracin, polymyxin. So these are the various antibiotics, various bacteria which are used to kill the or control the other bacteria. Okay, so this bacteria controls or stops the activity of other microorganisms. Names, let's look into the example of it. Streptomycin is derived from Streptomyces griseus. Aeromycin is derived from Streptomyces aerifacin. Chloromycetin derived from Streptomyces venizulae. Bacitracin derived from Bacillus licheniformis. Polymyxin derived from Bacillus polymyxia. So these are the various bacteria which shows an opposite reaction to the activity of other organism, causing damage into the living person. So these are the various antibiotics obtained from bacteria. This is called the world wonder drug called the Penicillium. This Penicillium belongs to the family fungus. Okay, they belong to fungi. This Penicillium, which is regarded as the wonder of drug, was discovered by the scientist called Alexander Fleming. So Alexander Fleming is a doctor. In the year 1928, during the World War II, he found a medicine. The medicine was taken from penicillin, a fungus. It is a form of yellow powder. This yellow powder saved the lives of many soldiers, and this is how the discovery started. For this, Dr. Alexander Fleming was awarded the Nobel Prize in the year 1945. So, the world wonder drug is called penicillin. The penicillin is obtained from the fungi, and this penicillin was discovered as a World War famous drug during the World War by the scientist called Alexander Fleming. This question also we have discussed in our assignment, so let me revise it again. Why does the Red Sea look red in color? Usually, the characteristic feature of a sea is blue color, light bluish, or colorless, or it may be green in color. But Red Sea is named because the sea looks red in color. What makes the sea to look red in color? See, it is because of a cyanobacterium, okay, named Trichodecimium erythraeum. Trichodecimum erythraeum is a kind of cyanobacterium which imparts red color to the sea. So this bacterium, actually cyanobacterium, is called the blue-green algae. This blue-green algae is supposed to give blue color or green in color, but here they produce a red color. As this cyanobacteria is growing in the water, in the sea water, because of the growth of this Trichodecimum erythricum, the sea looks red in color. Actually the water is not at all red, but the organism, the cyanobacterium which is growing in the water, gives a red color to the sea. Therefore the sea is named as a red sea. So I highlight the point, Trichodecimum erythricum. It belongs to which group of organisms? They are cyanobacterium variety. So make note of it, children. So you may get this in 1 mark. Choose when you go for competitive exams also, you may be asked about this thing. So learn it thoroughly. This is also an additional question which we have discussed. Again, let's make a revision. Why does the earth, why does we have an earthy odor after a rain? After the rain falls, we get a very pleasant muddy smell. Okay, why does it happen? Before the rain it didn't happen so. After the rain we have such smell. மண் வாசனை அடிக்கும். எதனால அப்படின்னு பார்த்தோம்னா, it is because of streptomyces. This streptomyces is an actinobacteria. Okay, it is actinobacteria. This streptomyces in the soil, they impart earthy odor. Earthy odor na மண் வாசனை to the soil after rain. எதனால? Due to the presence of geosmin. Geosmin is a volatile organic compound. இந்த geosmin இருக்கிறதுனால அதுக்கு என்ன கிடைக்குது? மண் வாசனை கிடைக்கின்றது. So this is another very important example you have to learn. And another one more question is also you can learn there. Streptomycin, chloroamphenicol and tetracycline. These are also produced from this genus. They are antibiotics. Okay. So in the antibiotic idula produce agade. So children, these are the additional questions which we have already given as an assignment, which you will learn for your exams also.